and I'm going to talk about DRM, which is Digital Rights Management today, and I'm going to talk about eBooks, which is electronic books. So let's go ahead to the next slide. I think many of you probably know me, so I'm not going into an introduction slide. My name is Makarand, and I have been in technical writing for more than 20 years. I am a founder member of the STC India chapter, and I am a fellow of STC US. I'm an associate fellow of STC US. And I have actually given this presentation earlier at one of the STC conferences, specifically the STC conference in Chennai. So you can see that here in the footer. So I have put copyright as 2011. So that's when I had given this presentation. So I'm going to go ahead with the session now, and just give me 1 minute. And I'm trying to enable the audio for some of you so that you may be able to talk back to me. All right. Okay, so here we go. So what is DRM? DRM is a generic term, and it refers to access control technologies that are used to restrict or limit access. Now DRM is used for copyrighted or material that you may want to copyright or restrict use of. So DRM is a generic term, and it encompasses a number of different formats. So typically publishers or copyright holders and even individuals like you and me would use DRM or digital rights management to limit the unauthorized or illegal use of digital content. Now one thing that we all do is I think we are able to download a lot of audios and videos from internet, and then we are able to share them, or we even copy them. But then a number of times we may not realize that this is actually restricted and we should not be doing that. So DRM empowers computer program to control usage of the digital content, and there are a number of technologies which are used to do that. So let's go to the next slide. So what is an ebook? So ebook is an electronic book, and it can have text. It can also be a PDF file, audio, or a video file. The idea is to protect these files. So these files are protected, and there are a number of different types of ebooks now. But if you take the example of a Windows ebook, then it typically has got exe extension. So it becomes an executable file, or in a sense it's actually a Windows application. Now because it's an application, you can put in some code, or you can put in some sort of restrictions in that, and you can program those restrictions. Now herein I have included a photograph showing the ebook on a specific hardware, which is also referred to as an ebook reader. And I have got a Kindle ebook reader, something similar to what you see here on the left hand side, though mine is black in color. And typically the ebook readers also have the capability to read the ebook files, or then to sort of fulfill the digital rights management requirement while giving people access to the ebook. Now here is an ebook reader that works on a computer. So this is a free ebook reader, and the name is Qubits. So I think you'll be able to download that, and there are a number of advantages of this. Is you don't need a dedicated hardware to read it. You can read an ebook on your PC, so download it, read it on your PC, and so on. You can see the table of contents here. I think most of us, as I see, we are probably technical writers, so we know what a table of contents is. So you see the table of contents here. You can choose the chapter or the topic that you may want to go to, and then on the left hand side you'll see that topic being open. Now there are some additional features that ebooks will allow you to use. One is you can use a highlighter. Some ebooks readers will also give you access to a dictionary. So I mentioned that I use Kindle, and Kindle does give me access to the dictionary, and using that I am able to access the meanings of different words that I am reading. I just have to get my cursor or touch that particular word, and then it shows me that particular meaning. So you are able to put bookmarks into ebook readers. Depending on what type of ebook reader and what type of file you are reading, you may also be able to increase the font or decrease the font size. Many ebook readers are actually more than just the book readers, in the sense that they are libraries of books. So instead of your book reader having only one book, it's like your book reader may actually store a catalog of books, or it may actually have library or a few tens of books you may store. Kindle says that it's able to store a few hundred or a few thousand books. Now this depends on the size of every book that you are storing, but technically yes, it's possible to store multiple ebooks on a dedicated reader or even on a computer reader like this. There is one more ebook reader which is quite similar to this, and it's very popular, and it's a ebook reader called as Adobe Digital Edition. And Adobe Digital Edition is a free ebook that you can download and use, and there are of course lots of free ebooks available there online which you can download and try reading. Now why is it important? Users make illegal digital copies of copyrighted material, and some of them may not even be aware of that. So not that everybody wants to break the rule, or everybody wants to get involved into illegal activities, but a lot of people think that if it is digital in nature, that means it can be copied, and it automatically means that I have got a right to copy it. So which is obviously incorrect. But then a lot of people actually believe that if they are able to copy it, that means they are allowed to copy it. So by using DRM or by putting in restrictions, at least you are drilling the message down into their mind, saying that you cannot copy it. This is access restricted. So internet is too wide to catch someone. So it's more important to access control when you are distributing your files, rather than policing around and finding out who's using the file and who's making illegal copies and so on. There are different international laws, and it makes it difficult, or I would go to the extent of saying it makes it actually impossible to take an action on a person who could be making an illegal copy of your ebook or your content in a different country altogether. So how would you prohibit somebody from making an illegal copy of your content, let's say in Afghanistan, or even in India for that matter, or United States? So you may not be able to gain control and exercise restrictions through the disciplinary means like police and so on and so forth. So then it's very important that while you are distributing your content, you have to write, or you have to restrict the access to that content. Now the content owners suffer losses of almost $5 billion every year. This is an estimate, and this is old data, so maybe today this has gone a little up, maybe around $6 billion or a slightly higher number than that. So there are different ebook formats. There are free and open ebook standards. Now one of the most popular ebook format is the EPUB format, and EPUB is an electronic publication, and EPUB file is a standard created by the IDPF, or the International Digital Publishing Forum. Now give me a minute and let me see if I can open that site for you. So just give me 20 seconds to do that, so just hang on. Alright, so there you go. This is the website of IDPF, that is International Digital Publishing Forum, and EPUB is the most popular format of ebooks, and the latest version of EPUB, as you can see here, is EPUB 3, and EPUB 3 is sort of the most updated version. Before that we had EPUB and EPUB 2.0, and I'll talk a little bit about what is so unique about EPUB 3, but if you want to note down this ID, go ahead. So it is idpf.org. So coming back to our presentation here, EPUB, as I mentioned, is open format, and many document editors, including FrameMaker, will now give you an ability to generate a EPUB file. So there are other formats, and there are many proprietary formats. So you have got the AZW format, which is again a very popular format. So AZW is the Amazon Kindle format, or then there is a Microsoft Reader format, there is a Tomb Raider format, and so on and so forth. Now there are generic formats also. I mentioned about .exe file, so which is actually an application that shows a ebook, and of course you can also create a ebook in HTML format. Now there is a format comparison available online, so let's just click on that link and see if that link is active. So this is a comparison of the ebook formats, and you can look at that here. So quite a detailed comparison has been given. Now a number of people actually confuse a PDF to be a EPUB. So that's actually correct in a sense that it is an electronic document, so it can be called as an ebook, but then PDF has got frozen text. So what I mean is you cannot change the font size of the text inside PDF, whereas in EPUB you may actually be able to change the font size and so on. So an ebook may or should have those features of changing font size to make it more readable and so on. So PDF one is, yes, it's an electronic book, but it may not really give you a lot of access restrictions that you may need, and it has got some limited capabilities of restricting access. And then PDF, though it's very popular, but it's like frozen text. So I come back to my presentation here, and we'll go to the next slide. So there is a format comparison table there on Wikipedia, and I had copy pasted it here. So I'm sure you can look at it yourself online. If you are online right now, you can do that as well. Let's go ahead. Now we say that ebooks are more secured. So ebooks are more secured than documents because they are applications. Now depending on what ebook or DRM technology you are using, you may be able to put in a protection based on date. So let's say once a particular date passes, then it would be difficult for anybody to access that particular ebook, or the ebook will simply not allow the user to open itself. Protection could be based on number of launches, so you can open an ebook, let's say 4 times or 5 times, and after that you may not be able to open it. There could be protection based on password, so once you open it a particular number of times, let's say after that it will ask you for a password. Now herein again there could be a number of differences. So for example, we all know that you can even give a password to a PDF file, and to do that, which means that you will be able to open that PDF file as many times as you want based on you having access to the password. So if you transfer that PDF file to another machine, as long as you know the password, you will be able to open it on that machine or any other machine for that matter. Whereas some ebooks, once you put a password over there, once that password gets registered, it also registers that password with that particular machine's ID, and then such a ebook cannot be opened on any other machine. So once the password has been put and a machine ID based signature has been created. So protection could be based on a computer or a device ID also, and you may even be able to restrict actions like protecting a book from being printed or protecting the content of a book from being copied. Advantages of using ebooks, and there are many of them. So number one, and which I think is the most important point here, is you will be able to publish anything that you want. You'll be able to publish it yourself. Now this will be at less cost or no cost of publishing whatsoever. So depending on what format you are creating and so on. So for example, let's say you want to create a PDF file, there are a lot of free word editors available which can give you a PDF conversion, and that reduces your cost of publishing. But then PDF, as I mentioned earlier, may not be a true ebook or ebook in the true sense. So use other technology. So depending on what technology you are going to use, there may be some cost attached to it. So you can protect the originality of your content and claim that, okay, this is your content and you have copyrights over that. You'll be able to control distribution of your content. As I mentioned, internet is a wide medium and people access it from different countries. So having access to other mechanisms of restricting the access is almost impossible for anybody in any country today. So then it makes sense to control the access at the time of distributing those copies. You can issue single or multiple licenses. So you can say that, okay, this license can be installed on one machine, two machines, and so on. Depending on what technologies you are using, and these features I understand will come only in the paid tools. You may even be able to invoke a license that you have already issued. So you think that a particular license or a key is being misused, you may be able to invoke it online, or you may even be able to give the online activation. So for that, some special component is needed, but then once a ebook is activated online and that book and password ID is registered, then the ebook generator will not use that ID again in future. So you will be able to do that. Using the ebook creators that you get on the market nowadays, you may even be able to distribute your ebooks online, or you may even be able to distribute or bring down your cost by issuing a limited time license. Or let's say you may want to give a book free where only the first 2 chapters can be read without the password, but then chapter 3 to 10 can be raised only after using a password. Now, how ebooks can help your organization? So you can use ebooks to control internal documentation. Word and PDF protection may not really be sufficient. Once a document is opened, protection may be lost because people can copy paste. You can distribute documents to genuine users of products. So we as technical writers are writing user guides, help files, and so on. But then if you are giving a user guide, you may give a user guide with a password and say that, okay, activate this user guide if you are a valid user. You will be able to distribute text, audio, video, PDF, and so on, all in a single package. So there are PDF documents that can get embedded into an ebook. You can even embed an audio file or a video file, and using all that you will be able to restrict access. So instead of giving separate files for any particular purpose, you may package all that into the same ebook and then distribute that ebook. So in a way it's like multimedia. You are no longer giving only text. You may be able to generate revenues by selling books, so including your knowledge books, like maybe the tutorials that you have created, training booklets, training videos, and so on. You can improve your brand image by giving protected ebooks. So when you are saying that, okay, we have got an ebook and then we are going to give the access or password for that, then your users will be able to appreciate your brand more than you sending or giving the document for free. So let's go ahead to the next slide. If you have any questions, you can simply put your question in the chat window and I can read it over here. Or then I think I have enabled many of you for chatting with me using audio, so you can also do that. Or then you may simply call me. You must have, I believe you may have noted my numbers that I shared in the beginning. So I'll go to the next slide now. So ebook sites are increasing in popularity. There are a number of sites. So many sites provide ebooks for free, and many classic ebooks are also available. So if you are looking for some books which are really famous, maybe from literature or something else, many of these ebooks, if those books have completed, let's say 50 years, those books could be available as free ebooks online. In fact, if you buy Amazon Kindle, then Amazon claims that you can get at least 1 million books or 1 million ebooks online. There are promotions happening for ebooks on Amazon and many other sites. So you have got the book of the week and promotions like that. So a book that otherwise, let's say, may have costed you something like $5, you may be able to buy it in $1, or you may even be able to get it free as a part of promotion in a particular week. There are sites that will give you information about what are good books. They'll give you comparisons of ebooks and so on. You can also look at the ebook hardware makers. So as I mentioned, Amazon is one of them, but then the ebook hardware providers even give you access to a lot of ebooks. So some of the popular ebooks readers, so I think I already talked about this. So there are a number of computer apps also available for reading ebooks on the computer. I showed you the screen of Qubits earlier, and I also mentioned about Adobe Digital Edition. There are online services available to read books online, so where you can directly go there, open a book online and read it online. Or then the specialized hardware ebook readers like Amazon Kindle, Nook from Barnes and Noble, and then Sony Reader and so on. Alright, so advantages of using dedicated ebook readers, that is ebook reader hardware like Nook or Kindle. So dedicated to reading, easy to operate, portable, literally store hundreds of books on the book reader, or then you can download the books as required. Play music or videos as well, connect to a computer and then get advantage from the thousands of free books that are available. So I have realized that I like my Amazon Kindle because it's dedicated to reading. And I have to mention here that I even have an iPad. So I may be able to read ebooks on iPad also. But then I find it much more convenient to read my ebooks on Kindle for a number of reasons. Number one reason is the particular model of Kindle that I have is not a color display model with light emitting. So you need another source of light. So for example, you may not be able to read that book in the dark. You'll need a table lamp to read it. So it feels and looks just like a printed page of a book. And because it does not emit light, it's easy on my eyes. So I can use it for a longer period of time. It's so light that I can hold it with one hand, and I may even be able to go to the previous or next page using my thumb. I wish I could show that to you using a webcam today, but I cannot. So it becomes very easy. The best part about the Amazon Kindle that I have is that once I charge the battery of my Kindle, then the battery goes on for amazing time duration of 30 days. So which means I don't really have to carry the charger with me around, and I simply have to carry my Kindle, and then I can read so many books from wherever I am. So a number of times I go on local trips or even international trips, and then I just make sure my Kindle is charged, and then I don't have to bother about charging it again. I can open it anywhere, read it anywhere. I can carry it during the flight, read it at the airports and so on. I think the lightweight and the ability to retain the charge for a long time makes it very, very powerful. Most of the ebook readers that are sold nowadays are also Wi-Fi enabled. So my Amazon Kindle is Wi-Fi enabled. So I have an Amazon account, and whatever book I have bought from Amazon, they are all there on my Amazon library online or my Amazon account in the cloud. And then I am able to download any of those books onto my Amazon Kindle at any point of time using Wi-Fi. In fact, using Amazon Kindle or any other ebook readers like that, you may be able to buy magazines which need subscriptions. So let's say magazines like Harvard Business Review, or even newspapers which are not available in India, but then those newspapers get delivered to your Amazon Kindle if you are there on wireless network. So it just gets pushed to your reader at the right time. So download them as required, delete them when you don't want them, and then download more. Now some of the ebook readers have now actually become comparable to tablets, and I think Amazon came up with a model called as Amazon Fire. So it's a colored ebook. I don't really enjoy colored ebooks more, but then maybe you would. So it's a colored ebook reader, and it actually looks like a tablet. So that's also a good piece if you want to have. Now using the keypad that's available here on the front side of Kindle, you may be able to insert bookmarks and so on. In fact, in the Wi-Fi enabled version, there is a mini browser also installed. So you may be able to use that browser to browse internet, go to websites, log into your Amazon account. So there is a keypad given here. So I believe more in using dedicated hardware for specific purposes. So instead of using a mobile camera, I trust more on the proper camera. Or instead of using an iPad for reading ebooks, I trust the proper ebook reader. So as I have mentioned earlier, thousands of books are available and you can use them. A comparison of ebook readers. So Amazon Kindle, there are various devices of Amazon Kindle and many of them have got different features. So I'm sure you can look at this comparison online. Now, one interesting thing is we talked about ebooks, but then we never mentioned about ebooks in languages other than English. So I tried to buy this product once at Bangalore airport, but they did not have anything in stock. They just showed me the box. And this is called as the Wink ebook reader. And it was being marketed by a company called as EC Media. And it claims that it supports 15 Indian languages including the Devanagari script. So which means that it will be able to read Hindi books or Marathi books as well. A few other languages like Tamil were also supported. And then there is a Pi ebook reader by Infibeam. And they claim that it can read books in Hindi, Sanskrit and several other languages. Now I could not get my hands onto these readers, but I think they may be available online if you want to buy them. So a little bit about ebooks and mobile phones. Mobile phones of course have become one of our most favorite gadget ever, and it's natural to try and do everything through mobile phones. So there are many ebook readers applications available that can read the ebooks on the mobile phone also. So when I use an iPhone, I think I had a very neat application to read ebooks there. There are a number of Android-based ebook readers also available. The only problem on mobile phone is you are not able to read a lot of content at a given point of time. And if you are using a good ebook format, which means the font size can be changed, so you can increase the font so that it's easy to read it. But then with the increased font, you are not able to accommodate too much of content in one screen of the mobile. So mobile reader is not really my favorite for ebooks. I realize that it has got fairly a fair number of restrictions in terms of size, and it's definitely not my favorite. But fact remains that yes, there are readers available. So you can download the reader and use it. Overview of some ebook creator applications, and some of them may not be available now. So the third number, this particular ebook reader, the ebook maker, I have used this quite a lot earlier, but I think about 6 months or 8 months ago, I don't see this company's site also online, and I don't see this particular ebook maker online. Very recently I have used this particular tool, which is eBook Mastro, and there are a whole lot of tools available there. eBook Mastro, I think it costs something like $12 if I am not wrong. Yes, I think it's $12. Let me just give me a minute and let me see if I can open that website here. So hang on a minute. Yes, and this is the eBook Mastro website. So it's saying eBook Mastro standard is yes $12.95. So I was right in that. If you are going to buy it, I would highly recommend you to buy a professional version, which is not too expensive. So something like $20 is, I think, is a good investment. Now, how do you really use this? So what you do is you create your ebook, and then you give a password to that ebook, and you can even specify, as I mentioned earlier, maybe number of attempts or number of chapters that can be read without ebook, without a password, and so on. And then you can allow people to download this ebook from your website, and then once they decide to buy it, or once your restricted time period is over, then you can ask them to buy it. Now ebook maestro even comes with online activation. So there is a particular component that they give you which you'll need to install on somewhere on your web server, and then some amount of coding will be involved in this, mind you, but then it's fairly easy to do. So with that, you can, so let's say I have bought your ebook, so you can send me the ebook file, or I can download it from your net, and once I make a payment, you give me the password, and when I enter the password, I have to be online, and once the password is entered and my name is registered with your online tool, then that same password and ebook ID will not be assigned to anybody else in future. So it sort of becomes my own password and ebook file, and nobody else will be able to use it. So I think ebook maestro is a very good tool if you want to work with that. You will be able to embed videos in ebook, you will be able to embed audios. I did not try to use Hindi or Marathi font in this, but I did create a small ebook here. Give me another minute. Let me see if I have got access to that ebook and if I can open that for you. Just give me another minute. Alright, so here you go. So what you see here on the screen is what I have created using ebook maestro. So here you can see that you can create a table of contents here, and ebook maestro takes the source files in the form of HTML. You can also embed a PDF file in this. You can also embed a media file in this. Right now I don't have a sample with inserted audio and media file. Also, I'm not sure whether these media files will play through this web conferencing tool that we are using. You can of course go to the previous and the next page. You can hide the table of contents, or then you can show it. You will be able to print this, and you can restrict the printing if you want. You'll be able to search through your ebook for particular keywords. You can create a link to your home page. So as you can see, it's going to the Technowrites homepage, which is my company's homepage right now. And then there are a few other features. So you can put in your mail ID here so that somebody can send you an email maybe about your ebook feedback, questions and things like that. So this is an ebook that I have created using ebook maestro. So let me show you another website here. So this is a website of another tool which is Desktop Author, and Desktop Author claims that using their tool you'll be able to do a lot more things in addition to ebooks. So for example, you'll be able to create ebooks, multimedia presentations, e-brochures, e-catalogs, and so on and so forth. So if you are a technical writer, you might be interested in things like electronic manuals and so on. So though Desktop Author I think is a bit more expensive than ebook maestro. If I'm not wrong, the price of Desktop Author would be about $100. Yeah, so it's about $149 for the pro version of Desktop Authors. So most of these ebook tools that we are talking about will give you unrestricted rights on the number of ebooks that you can create. So for example, once you have bought that tool, you can create any number of ebooks in that. So it's not like subscription that you pay for, you pay this much and then you can create only 100 ebooks or 200 ebooks. So most of the ebook tools that I have worked on give you unlimited, or non-restricted rights to create ebooks. So you can actually create a whole lot of them. Let's go back to our presentation here. So we are back to the slide. So I mentioned about ebook maker. I mentioned that this is now obsolete. I don't see it online anymore. If anybody can find this, do send me a link. That was also a very interesting ebook that I had created. Ebook Maestro is good. Desktop Author is good. Adobe FrameMaker offers the DRM functionality in the e-publish format. And I also mentioned earlier, now of course the FrameMaker version has been upgraded. So I think all the future versions also give you the facility of creating EPUB documents directly from FrameMaker. Some of the challenges related to digital rights management and EPUB. So first and foremost, I think there are proprietary formats, and that can lead to a whole lot of confusion in terms of features and compatibility. So while we think that we are giving a whole lot of features, but then I think some of the features may not be uniform across dedicated hardware or across the software applications that are available to read the ebook on computer or on a mobile. So this can cause some features. Many readers are computer dependent for accessing ebooks. So some of the books offer wireless connectivity. Some of the dedicated ebook readers offer wireless connectivity, but not all of them. So if your ebook reader, dedicated hardware ebook reader, is not able to download the document, you may have to download it onto your computer first, and then from there you can transfer to your ebook reader. While I am mentioning this, let me also mention here that if I use Kindle, I can connect Kindle to my computer and I can transfer any file from the computer onto Kindle. So things like PDF files I am easily able to transfer between my computer and Amazon Kindle, and that gives me a lot of interesting possibilities, because I can then read my PDF file on my Kindle without carrying my computer around. Many ebook readers are black and white, and the colored ones are obviously more expensive. And recently Amazon came up with I think a very beautiful model called as Kindle White, so which has got a very peculiar bright white color in the background. So no doubt it looks very beautiful and pretty, and it's very readable also, very usable also. But then my problem is it is so white that it actually emits rays from inside, and that sort of reduces the maximum amount of time for which I may be able to read my book. Portable devices with ebook reader software will compete with dedicated ebook reader hardware. So as I mentioned, ebook readers are available on tablets, so then there is hardly a difference between a tablet and an ebook reader. So that kind of confusion may happen. Number of free ebooks can be overwhelming and you may not know what to download, and the number of times the rating is also confusing to understand. Font compatibility could be an issue, or version or edition control could be an issue. So let's say if you have created version 1 of your book, what I really mean is I think the first edition of the book, and then you come up with the second edition, then you may have to think about, are you going to sell the entire book now, or are you just going to offer an incremental price for which you say that okay, now instead of using the edition 1, now you use edition 2. So this works differently in a printed book. So if let's say you have bought the first edition for 100 rupees and the new edition is available again for 100 rupees, then you expect the reader to buy the new edition. You don't expect the reader to return to you the old printed edition and then pay a delta or a differential price and buy the updated edition. So somewhere the ebooks are going on the lines of software applications. So I think this decision could be a bit tricky for one to take. Some ideas to work on, as I call them, I think my popular phrase or word that I like to use is TD. So things that you may want to work on is try the Google Translator for entering text in Indian languages, or even try the Google Books downloader to generate PDF from books available online. Use tools like Multimedia Protector to protect different types of files. So Multimedia Protector is a file that is a tool that allows you to protect PDF files, sound files, video files, and so on. Though it's an expensive software and will cost you in excess of $400. So there are many sites where you can sell your ebook. So if you are interested in this as a profession, so you may even create your ebooks and then sell them online. I even have a couple of links of booksellers who sell Marathi ebooks. So if you are interested, you can email to me and I can send you those links. So I have not really found out a lot of information about ebooks in other languages, but if you know any such sources, please feel free to mail it to me and I'll include it in the notes of this particular session. So download the EPUB readers on your computer or tablet and then download the free ebooks and play around with them. Download the tools. Ebook Maestro trial download is available. So do a trial download and try to create your ebooks. I think it's a lot of fun. Some of the references here, so I think Wikipedia and Google have sort of become a standard for all my slides. iTunes, so you can get something good there. IDPF, I think I showed you that site also. Stanza EPUB reader, Qubits EPUB reader, and there are a whole lot of them. So I hope you like the session, and sorry for the confusion about whether the audio is getting transmitted or not, but I think now I hope that people are able to follow the session and you are able to follow my audio. I have a video of this presentation available on YouTube. So if you would like to see it again, or if you would like to pass on that link to somebody else, do send me a mail. So my email ID is mac@technowrites.com and my Twitter handle is @macpandit. So with that, I think I'll come to the end of today's session. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining me today evening in spite of your busy schedules. I will be able to take a couple of questions online right now. So either you can chat with me, or then you can call me and ask me your question. So I hope you can see my numbers online now. So my cell number is 9823225640 and my line is 020-6500-6833. So I'll wait for a couple of minutes for your questions, and then we are ready to be able to log out. So once again, thank you very much for joining me today.
Hello, Makran, can you hear me?
Yes, who is this?
This is Usha here.
Yes, madam, how are you?
I'm fine. I just texted a question for you. I'm not sure you saw it.
Okay, so
is there any ebook format which supports images and videos?
I did not get your question. Or did you text it to my mobile phone? I switched it off because it was interrupting. So I'll try to answer your question. Yes, lots of ebook formats will support videos. And in fact, you will be able to insert images in all the ebook formats, and videos can also be inserted. So I mentioned about ebook Maestro, and we have been able to insert a video in ebook Maestro file successfully. So yes, the ebook can have a video file inside. Now a related question could be, if the video is inside the ebook, does the file get saved in the ebook file itself, or does it get saved separately? And most of the times this is a setting for you to choose. The advantage of storing it separately is your ebook file size is optimized, but then your video, if it is stored outside the ebook file, then you are compromising on the security of that. So if somebody can get access to that, he may directly be able to copy paste that video onto something else. So does it support graphics and video? It very much does, yes.
No, but is this something which will become then very proprietary to what we create, and we not be able to read off popular readers like Kindle Reader and all that?
I think when you buy a reader, you should find out on which all types of ebooks it's able to read. Most of the dedicated readers will give you the names of or the file types that you can read on them, and with that I think it's very much possible to do it, yes.
Okay, thanks Makran.
Okay, thanks a lot. Any other question? Let me check if something is being texted to me. I just switched off my phone. Alright, so I guess there are no other questions at this moment of time. You can of course feel free to reach me on my email ID. I'll be glad to answer your questions. And that's it for today. So thanks a lot for joining me today, and I really hope that the session was useful to you.